Okay, so I had to re-record these intros and outros because I realized my microphone was not plugged in. So, yay! If you hear any kind of like ruckus in the background, the kittens are just kittening. They're just kittening around.
So keep me in your sight, 'cause I can do this all night.
So today's video is for the newest release from Essie. This is their Push Play collection. Promotion for this one has not yet started yet, so I don't have a ton of information to go on. I did see this morning when I went to Rite Aid that the polishes are limited edition. I did learn that at Rite Aid. I didn't learn much else. Before we get into today's video, I do want to mention, if you are new around here, hello, my name is Nicole. It is wonderful to meet you, and thank you very much for clicking on today's video. Do consider hitting subscribe if you enjoy nail polish related content. I upload new videos every single week on Tuesdays and Saturdays, featuring a mixture of indie, mainstream, as well as boutique nail polish brands. I also go live every Sunday. If you are in fact a returning subscriber, welcome back. How are you doing? Just how's everyone's week going? So as I was saying, today's video is for the new release from Essie. I did purchase these on Amazon. It does seem like they are starting to pop up in other online retailers. So as far as summer collections go, I feel like this is an interesting one. So as always, down in the description box, I will have links to where you can purchase these polishes, links to the brand's social media pages and website, my social media pages, as well as my website where I host all of my swatch photos, as well as provide a written review. And of course, timestamps are in the description box as well. Let's get into this video. Alrighty, going in rainbow order, we have Start Signs Only. Essie describes this one as a saturated coral red nail polish with orange undertones. Orangey reds are my least favorite type of reds, but other than me just not liking the color of this one, the formulation and application was actually really great. Coverage was really good on the first coat, but not quite a one coater. If you aren't super picky and are in a super rush, I could see you getting away with one coat, but I didn't think coverage was that good in one coat, but maybe you would. Everything about this one was really nice. It also dried down pretty glossy on its own. So like, other than my general dislike for orangey reds, I do think this one looked really nice. If you are like me and you have warm undertones, it might alternate between looking like lobster hands and just like orange sickly hands. So that is 2 coats of Start Signs Only. Comparisons, I pulled out some of my other red creams that I know gave me that same like orangey lobster hand situation. It was definitely the most orange out of all of my orangey reds. I was particularly surprised at how orange it looked compared to Night Owl Lacquer's Harvest. Next up, we have Sunshine Be Mine, which Essie describes as a bright sunny yellow with white undertones. This one had a surprisingly good formula. I went into swatching this one thinking it was going to be like a streaky mess, but it was actually really fantastic. Ignore that gigantic mess that I made. Boom, cleaned up. It was a bit on the thicker side, but the kind of thickness that makes something like more opaque versus like hard to work with. This one's going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on personal preference and application. As I have mentioned on many occasions, I have a very low tolerance for seeing dark spots on my nails, so I did swatch this one in 3 coats. If you aren't as picky as I am, this will definitely be passable in 2 coats, and I love this shade of yellow. It's such a fun, pretty color. And for comparisons, I really struggled with what to pull out because I have a lot of sunshine yellows because I love how fun and bright sunshine yellows are. I didn't have anything that was exactly the same, but I feel like the slight differences between all of the ones that I pulled out, that like it's a negligible difference and I probably don't need all of them. And I feel like someone might ask how this compares to China Glaze's Berry Yummy from their summer collection. I would actually recommend Sunshine Be Mine over Berry Yummy because the formulation is so much better. It's a lot easier to work with. So Berry Yummy is more of a crelly formula, so it's a little bit more sheer than this polish. Now we have Grass Never Greener, which Essie describes as a vibrant grassy green with blue undertones. So this polish had a fantastic formula. I love this shade of green. It's another bright, fun, vibrant, summery shade of green without leaning into that neon territory. This applied really nicely. It was a solid 1 coater on me, but as per usual, my swatches do show it in 2 coats. The level of vibrancy this one was pulling for me in the sunlight, I kind of questioned if there wasn't any neon pigment in this one. It just seemed like my camera was just like, ah, what's going on? It doesn't usually do that unless like a neon pigment is involved. That is 2 coats of Grass Never Greener. For comparisons, I thought for sure this was going to be a dupe for Sally Hansen's Granny Smith Apple from one of the Insta-Dry collabs. Granny Smith Apple, I will say, definitely leans more of like what I would think of when I think of like an apple green, and this green is more of what I think of when I think like cartoon grass green. Now we have the namesake of the collection. This one is called Push Play. Essie describes it as a rich cobalt blue with red undertones. I don't think all of the repetitive swatching in the world will ever get me to not like a vibrant cobalt blue. There is this something about this color that I will keep buying the same damn cobalt blue creams over and over and over again, because there is just something about this color that just makes my soul so happy. Had a fantastic formula. It applied buttery smooth. It was very opaque. Not exactly a one coater, but it was perfect for me in 2 coats. This is a beautifully pigmented polish, so definitely make sure to wear base coat. I can honestly see several of the colors in this release being potential stainers because they're like super pigmented. For comparisons, I knew someone was gonna say, Nicole, how does this compare to Butler Please? Butler Please is just like a smidge deeper in tone than this one. And I just know if Ashley from Polished Mess on Instagram is watching this right now, she's currently screaming at me, telling me, Nicole, these are all the exact same color. No, they are not, Ashley. I don't want to hear this negativity. These are all different, okay? They're different.
That's right, I said it!
Except we have Climbing High, which Essie describes as a muted chalky black with yellow undertones. Sometimes I feel like the color descriptions Essie gives only make sense either to people who went to art school or to the person who was there when the colors got mixed and saw what colors went into it to get it, and like that's where we get the yellow from, because I did not see not a droplet of yellow in this polish. In fact, I wouldn't even have called this one muted black. I would have said this was like a really dark charcoal gray, which I personally love a good gray cream, and this was a fantastic one. Formula was really good. I was a little concerned on that first coat. It was a little bit sheer, but it built up really nicely for me in 2 coats. I had quite the surprise when I was looking for polishes to compare to this one, because as someone who really loves gray creams, I did not expect that I would find not only 1, but 2 polishes in my collection that were exactly the same as this one.
Surprise, mother.
And also, I also included Heather's Hughes Shadow on my pinky, which is a black cream. I just wanted to show like the level of darkness these are compared to like an actual black. And the final polish is called In My Sandbox, which Essie describes as a milky off-white with pink undertones. This one had a pretty okay formula. It was pretty streaky, but you know, the level of streaks that I expect from a color that's like a very light whitish kind of color. I feel like in the bottle, as well as in like my live swatch portion, this does come across as like the palest of the light pinks, or like a white with like a droplet of pink. However, I found once I got like this on like for my full hand swatch, it pulled a lot more beige on me than it did like a pink. I feel outside you can kind of see like a hint of pinkiness, but I would personally say this one pulls very beige on like my skin tone. I was pleasantly surprised to find that coverage for this one was actually really great. I only needed 2 coats to reach full opacity. When I originally swatched this one, I actually did think it was a beige, so all of the colors I pulled out to compare are other beiges.
No, my bad, I'm sorry.
I didn't have anything in my beiges that were particularly similar to this one, but now we know why. It's supposed to be a white with pink undertones, so sorry. Final thoughts. Overall, I would say this was a really fantastic collection. I will fully admit none of the colors are exactly like new. Let me just record so you guys can see what's going on over here. It's all, so that's Fluffernutter right there, and he's always the one that's causing the mischief. He is the mischief maker. None of the polishes in the release honestly scream summer to me. Hi, troublemaker. Come here. This is the Fluffernutter. Come on. Hey, you don't want to sit? Ah! Okay, he doesn't want to sit. I think out of all of the summer collections that I've gotten through thus far this year, I think this is like the least summery. But knowing Essie, we're going to have like 5 more collections come out before fall anyway, so I'm not stressing it at all. But I will say this was the best Essie collection that I have swatched in the past couple of months as far as formulas go. I do think all the formulas in this release were absolutely fantastic and just all around really gorgeous. Push Play and Sunshine Be Mine are definitely going to be my top picks from this release though. Like, the blue and the yellow, like no duh, I'm gonna love them. I know I always love me like a dark charcoaly gray base, but when I found out that I had not just 1 but 2 polishes that were exactly the same to this one,
I cannot believe my eyes.
I was shooketh, as the kids say. Yeah, I was just very, very surprised. Like, I know I've got a lot of nail polish, and like, you all know I never, ever, ever, ever really want to admit when something is a dupe. Like, I love trying to find like just the slight differences between polishes, but there was no slight difference. Like, other than like how they applied, that's the only difference in those three polishes. Like that's it. And like, it's negligible. They all had really great formulas. So I would love to know what everyone else thought of this release. Like, are you planning on picking it up? Have you already picked it up? Just let me know all of your thoughts, because I love hearing from you all. Before we end today's video, I do want to give a very special shout out to my channel members, besties. Just thank you all so damn much. Like, I really appreciate all the love and support you guys have shown. Just thank you all so much. We do have a members only stream happening this Friday, so if you'd like to join in that, you will need to be a member. If not, I do have my normal streams every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I will have a link for my channel memberships down in the description box if you would like to join, but as always, no pressure. Never, ever, ever feel pressure to join. Just, you know, like the video, comment, share, let your other friends who like Essie polishes know that I review Essie polishes over here, and like, you know, we're good. So just thank you all so much for watching today's video. I just love you all so much, and just have a fantastic week. I appreciate y'all, and just see you in the next one. Bye! And yes, I am wearing Edward Cullen on my shirt. I'll have a link for this in the description box in case anyone else likes Twilight shirts. So thanks for watching. Bye!